Mrs. Divine Intervention herself. To all my helper bees out there, you know who you are. Those that are always helping everyone else and neglecting yourself. Yes, boo, look in the mirror. I'm talking to you. Here to let you know God has not forgotten about you. I've been sent on divine assignment. It's time for reflections choosing me guilt free. That means 30 minutes for your mind, your body, spirit, and emotions. And don't act like you don't have time. You have time for everyone and everything else. Sit back and relax because if you're here, that means this show is for you or it's for someone you know. But most likely, it's for both of y'all. Deep breaths, love. Let's go. Well, family, hey, family, hey, family. It is your girl, Michelle Allen Franklin. Yes, Mrs. Michelle D.I.Y. You know, boo, for divine intervention, because there are no coincidences in this world. Only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl's going to give you the good information, boo. The things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. And family, y'all know what I'm about to say. Yeah, it's Monday, boo. I'm on the radio. Yes. Hey, family. Hey, radio family. How y'all doing today? Happy Monday. Y'all, the year is moving on by, isn't it? What's today? Monday, September the 15th. Look, I had to look at the calendar. September the 15th. Happy Monday, family. Happy Monday. Well, your girl is here. Y'all know I'm blessed and highly favored to be here. Have a couple of things I want to share with you today. We are doing our self-love journey. We have started that, but before we get started with that, I have announcement here. Looks like Great Alive Cold Church. Y'all know that's my second favorite church here in Texas. Great Alive Cold Church is having the pastor and wife. Y'all know I loves me some Pastor Caldwell and Miss First Lady Caldwell. Yes, Great Alive Cold Church. They are having their pastor and wife anniversary. That is next Sunday, y'all, the 21st at 3 p.m. It is their 10-year anniversary. Come on, Lord. You know you better do it. Come on. Yes, Great Alive Cold Church. And then 2 weeks after that, on October the 4th, your girl gonna be down there. Yep, doing with their breast cancer awareness October the 4th. Look, I'm like, let me make sure my dates are right. October the 4th. Um, I don't remember the time. Wait a minute. What time I'm supposed to be there? Look, I'm doing too much. October the 4th. I had a time for you next week. I can't find it. It's not on my little cheat note. I forgot to write that. But mark your calendars. Mark your calendars. I believe it starts at 11, maybe 12, but I'll clarify it next week. Nevertheless, Great Alive Cold Church. Y'all know I said that's my second favorite. That's my second favorite church here in Texas because they are beautiful spirits down there. So y'all go down, mark your calendars, and celebrate. That is beautiful. Great Life Cold Church, again, pastor and wife anniversary. Congratulations. That is a beautiful thing. How many of y'all know it is a beautiful thing to start something and then for the Lord to bless it and for you to continue 10 years later? That is a blessing. And they have the guest speaker, Pastor Prestine White, says he's from Riverside Church of God in Christ. Okay. All right, Pastor White. Y'all go ahead down there. It is 11706 County Road 4307, LaRue, Texas. Y'all know it. It's down there where the line used to be. I told y'all before now, y'all used to go down there and get them drinks, so y'all can drive down there. Don't be acting like it's too far. Y'all can drive down there and get those drinks back in the day. You can go down there and get you some good holy water. Get your spirit filled. All right. I'm moving on. Y'all know I'm a mess. Your girl started a series last week Thank you for the feedback that I have received. Y'all don't even understand for people to take the time to give feedback to say, thank you for that message, or that message touched me, or, I learned this or that. Whatever it is, please understand when you have anyone that's doing anything that, that's pouring into the community, people don't have to say, they don't have to do, none of the things. And so I'm always grateful for the feedback. I'm one of those people that I don't do this for I don't do this for the 100,000, right? I'm not doing this for the follows. I'm doing it for the one. Jesus came for the one, right? Doing this for the one, because you have to want to be better. You have to want to be healed. You have to make an intentional decision that, Lord, decrease me and increase you. I had to make an intentional decision at some point in my life. I was so sick and tired and just disgusted with myself. Girl, what you doing? Get yourself together. Like, what's happening? What what is what is going on with you? Like sometimes, back in the day when you used to have your mom or your dad to scold you, or your grandmother, my big mama, somebody to scold you, your grandfather maybe to say something, you're doing wrong. You know better. No, you don't need anyone to tell you what you're doing, what you're not supposed to do. You look in the mirror every day, Yep, already. And so being able to look at yourself and look in the mirror and say, not, in a mean way to yourself, but in a very honest way, right? This is about, and what I'm about, anything that you see me do, anything that may see me post, whatever I'm talking about, I'm always trying to decrease me and increase God. And then get my Harriet Tubman on and go back. Lord, I done got this information. Okay, you gave it to me. Now let me go back and help somebody else get there. That is my purpose. And so, and I just pride myself in that. And so this self-love journey that we're doing, I just decided, most of my series are for 4 weeks. We'll do it for a month, but we're doing this the rest of the year, because this is not a jump in and jump out, right? It's so many layers when it comes to just loving yourself. And it sounds nice. It's very cliche, like self-love. Like I always say, if you would have just asked me, right? Do I love myself? Like you might be saying to yourself, oh, I don't even need this, girl. I love myself. I'm fine. But are your behaviors lining up? Because you can say it all day, right? But are your behaviors in alignment to the words that are coming out of your mouth? Let me say that again for the people in the back. I said, it's your behaviors in alignment to what the words that are coming out of your mouth. So we're starting a self-love journey. Last week was episode 1, and it was, who are you? Right? Who are you? Because we get it confused with these titles, right? You know, I'm a nurse, I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a pastor, I'm a teacher, right? I'm this, I'm that. But that's not who you are, right? That is not who you are to the core of you, because who you are, you were in your mother's womb, which is a child of God, right? A child of the Most High. Who you are called into purpose. Who are you? And what does that look like? Because we get lost in the title. So when you don't have the title, you seem to lose yourself. That was last week's episode. I can't go into it. Go back and watch the replay. I know that was good. That was good. That felt good to me. That was good. Yes, go back and watch the replay. It's on the YouTube channel, Reflections, Choosing Me Guilt Free. That's Reflections, CMGF at YouTube. I did do a little self-love tab under the playlist so you can find it very easily. So it is there. This week we are talking about self-neglect. So today we're going to shine a light a little bit on something just, this is rarely talked about. openly. And it is self neglect. We all know what it means to love yourself, right? We know what it means to love someone else. But do we really know what it looks like when we don't love ourselves? See, these are some things that I looked at when I was on my self love journey, and I thought, and I was saying that I love myself, but the actions were not aligning. So let's just break this all the way down. Self neglect is a pattern of ignoring your own needs. We're good for this, these helper bees in the world, and we take honor and pride in this. If you are one of those people that help everyone else and neglect yourself, self neglect is a pattern of ignoring your own needs, dismissing your feelings, or deprioritizing your well being. These are examples: skipping meals or sleep because you're overworking. Oh, that's, your girl is, oh, honey, please. In a heartbeat, in a heartbeat. Oh, no, I can sleep later. Oh, no, no, I got to finish it. Oh, no, 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 wait a minute. Oh, I know I'm exhausted, but let me work this. No, I don't have time to eat right now. Hang on. I'm going to eat in a minute. And then it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, right? You haven't eaten all day. Saying yes to everyone else while silently resenting yourself. Saying yes to everyone else while silently resenting yourself. Avoiding doctor's appointments because you don't feel important enough. Now, in your mind, of course, you may not be saying that, or you may not like, oh, no, I'm not going to go to this doctor's. Well, oh, no, that's fine. Oh, I'll reschedule. Oh, this came up. Oh, let me reschedule. Oh, I have to go do this. So we don't look at it as a self neglect thing, but guess what it is? Because as you're taking care of everyone else, boo, who's taking care of you? And just like you're running somebody else to the doctor, guess who else need to go? I took my aunt a couple of weeks ago to get her eyes checked, and I was sitting in there and I said, you know what? I haven't had my eyes checked. Let me make an appointment. Let me make an appointment while I'm right here, while I'm making sure she's getting herself together and she can see. Let me make sure I can see. I work with the computers, all the time. I'm at a computer. I work from home. I'm on the computer. And so my eyes started, having some blurriness. I started, I'm looking at things and it'll be blurry for a second and then it'll clear back up and then it'll get blurry again. And I'm like, what is happening? So, yeah, uh-huh. Avoiding doctor's appointments because you don't feel important enough. Yes. The last one, talking to yourself in ways you would never talk to a loved one. That's negative self talk is so real. It is so real. And you have got to stop. Self neglect it doesn't look dramatic, right? It's not loud. It's not so blatantly in your face. Sometimes it's these little daily choices that slowly tell your subconscious that you don't matter. And this is huge because the subconscious mind, if you didn't know, drives nearly every decision that you make. So I want to talk a little bit about where does self-neglect, where does it stem from? Where does it stem from? Some of these are, we're just going to go over four today. Childhood conditioning. If you grew up being told your needs weren't important, you may unconsciously repeat that in adulthood. Again, I always say, this is not about pointing fingers at your parents. This is not about blame game. This is not about for your parents to feel any kind of way. None of the things. It is just about acknowledging, which is the first step of anything. You have to acknowledge that the thing is a thing. Mr. Yellow Van Zandt would say, a thing is a thing. Like it just is what it is, right? Maybe it's a trauma response. Dr. Gabor Mate, it is Mate. You will hear me talk about him very often because I base a lot of my teaching and education off of what he puts out into the world. He says trauma disconnects us from ourselves. When you learn to survive by ignoring your feelings, it becomes a habit. Can somebody Just take a minute and take that in. When you learn to survive, because how many of us are in survival mode and how long have you been there? Very subconsciously, right? Just going, just going and being. I call it going and being and doing, honey. You're going, you got to take care of the kid, got to go to school, got to go to work, got to do other things, got to go to church, got to do that, you got to go. Yep, yep, yep. I'm going. When you learn to survive by ignoring your feelings, it becomes a habit. And how many of us know years pass? And the years pass very quickly. Number three, cultural family beliefs. We're talking where the self neglect stem from. Cultural family beliefs is number three. Be strong. Uh huh. How many of you taught to be strong? You can't acknowledge your feelings. Oh, God forbid you're a man and you shed a tear. Oh, no, honey. Be strong. Don't be selfish. Lord knows back in the day, if you had multiple children in the household, don't be selfish. Or if you're the oldest or next to the oldest, take care of the others first. Uh huh. That is a subconscious, trigger. It's just automatic in you to take care of everyone else first. And when is your turn coming? This all translate into neglecting yourself. Number three, emotional baggage. Another doctor that I follow, and these are all best believe evidence based practice. Y'all know your girl is a nurse. I've been a nurse for 25 years, so we don't mess around with fluff information, okay? This is all evidence based practice information. So, Dr. Bradley Nelson is an amazing doctor. He has a book called The Emotion Code. You can Google it, YouTube it. It's amazing. But he talks about unprocessed emotions and how they stay trapped in the body, which makes it hard to feel worthy of care. The unworthiness that is stuck and trapped in your subconscious mind that you don't even know is happening. I did a whole video on that. That is under, I believe, the demonic entity series on the YouTube channel. Check that out if you're having signs of symptoms of unworthiness. Very subconscious, y'all. A woman raised in a family, this is an example, raised in a family where her emotions were dismissed, might automatically silence her own feelings in relationships, believing her voice isn't worth hearing. And so again, we're in this time frame where, and I know that this listening audience is a range, all the way from Gen Xers all the way up to boomers. And so you're definitely in the age range where, the household and what was going on in the home, you definitely may have felt, especially depending on how many children were in the home, if you were raised by mom and daddy or grandma, or whatever was happening when you were growing up. And again, no shade to anyone, but some things happened in your childhood that probably definitely affected you and you just went on silently because that's what you had to do. So, how do we recognize self neglect in the moment? This is what I want you to understand and see as you go day to day. I want you to just start paying attention, right? Paying attention to just the red flags that you do with yourself. Do you feel resentful while you're doing something for others? Do you feel resentful? This is for all of my helper bees in the world because you can go and be and do with all the love and muscle that you can. But when you've been going and being and doing and seeing others get and you may not get and whatever else it may be that's roaming around in your spirit, sometimes resentment can develop, right? We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail later. But it just happens. You feel resentful while doing something for others. These are how to recognize self neglect in the moment. Do you say, I'm fine when your body is exhausted? Honey, probably everybody I know does this. I'm fine. You know you tired. No, you're not. No, you're not. You tired. You're not fine. You're tired. Okay. Do you skip small acts of self care? drinking enough, eating enough, resting enough? Are you constantly busy but deeply unfulfilled? Are you constantly busy? Going, being, doing. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're going to the next thing, going to the next thing. You started off this really was something that you wanted to do. And maybe it's at the church. You really do love helping the church. You really do love singing in the choir. You really do love playing the piano. You really do love ushering. You really do love pastoring. But it's to a point now on Sunday, it's oh my goodness. I'm tired. But I gotta get up here. I gotta go. Right? How do you know there will be tension in your shoulders and in your chest? When I was embedded in this deeply, in this self-neglect, just deeply, just subconsciously not knowing, my back stayed. I had muscle spasms. I stayed with tension in my back. But I was going, 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 and going, and going, and going, and going, and going, and going. Are you going and going and going? Do you have tension in your shoulders or your chest? I had to start going to get massages like every 2 weeks. I was going on a weekly basis in the beginning. And then I started going every 2 weeks. You know, are you carrying it? Are you sinking or have a heavy feeling in your stomach? A lot of times when you have GI issues, irritable bowel syndrome, reflux, nausea, vomiting, even a little diarrhea, right? Sometimes the sinking feeling in your stomach, it is your body and on the emotional level because you've neglected yourself for so long, it's your body exhausted. Do you have a wave of irritability or just emptiness? Those people that are just snappy for no reason, you know them. Bless their hearts. They just snappy, just snappy. Wake up yelling, arguing, fussing about something, right? Yeah, those people. They're probably neglecting themselves and need to go home and rest, sleep, go do some kind of self-care, take a minute, right? The example that's given is if you're about to say yes to a favor, somebody asks you to do something, but your body tightens up, your chest feels heavy, you know you're not supposed to be doing it. You're not supposed to do it. That's your inner voice saying you're neglecting yourself again. Your body will always send you a message when you're doing something and it's okay for you to do your whole body, spirit, everything is in alignment. You feel great to do it. But all of us know you've had something, you've had a situation, you've had somebody ask you to do something, you have done something that you know you're just not supposed to do. You know you're tired, you know you're exhausted. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? So how do we stop this neglect in the moment? You just pause, boo. Just pause. Like I said, pay attention to your body. You stop before you even respond. Take a slow, deep breath. And I want you to ask yourself, am I abandoning myself right now? Somebody said that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but I promise you, try it. Try it. Ask yourself, am I abandoning myself right now? Oh, your body's going to tell you. What do I actually need? Rest. You can ask yourself, what do I actually need? Do I need rest, water, boundaries, time? And you have to be honest with yourself. How about just choosing a different path? Instead of saying yes, say, I need to think about it. Just take a minute because you're so quick to say yes to something you know you're not supposed to say yes to. It gives you a moment to take a pause, reflect, Be honest with yourself. Is this something that I'm really able to do? Am I able to commit to this situation? Or, is it going to take me away from something that I really need to do? Right? I was really, really bad at that, at jumping to do something for somebody else when I had things that I needed to take care of. And then I would come back and all of my things are messed up because I've been over here taking care of everybody else's things. Right? Are you neglecting yourself so that your home, your lights might be cut off because you haven't done your budget? You're right. You're jumping in the car, running out of gas because you running to take everybody. You so tired, it's late. You don't forgot. It's me. I will forget to put gas in my car because I'm running and doing and going for everybody else. And then I jump to take my child to school the next day. I don't have no gas. Now she late because I got to go stop and get gas. Right? You know what I mean? The cycle is ridiculous. What are you doing? How is it showing up in your life? You got to think about these little things that are really in your control. So instead of pushing through, right? Say I need to take a 10-minute break. For some reason, it's just something I don't know, subconsciously honorable about, just about to die. You just killing yourself slowly. You just going. Yes, I could do it. Yes, I could do it. Oh, I could do it. Why are you doing that, honey? Take a break. Take that 10 minutes. Eat. Take a nap. Oh my goodness, I have incorporated naps into my daily life. I cannot tell you how life has changed for me. On the other side of a nap, Lord, yes. On the other side of a nap is peace, baby. It is serenity. Take that break, boo. Before I would be going and going, and then oh my God, and then I had to go to work, and now oh my God, I've been running all day. I'm exhausted at the beginning of the shift, and now I got to figure out the 8 hours. No, no, I don't care. What's it? Hey, I got to I need this nap. And even if I get 30 minutes, when I lay down, I said, Lord, please help this to feel like all night. And I promise you, I doze off, I wake up, I feel refreshed, and I'm ready to start my shift. Grounding exercising is another way that you can stop the self-neglect. Place your hand on your heart and say it out loud. My needs matter. I am worthy of care. You have to remind yourself to love your neighbor as yourself. We talked about this. If you leave out the as yourself, come on, y'all. This is our foundational scripture for this self-love journey. If you leave out yourself, you end up pouring from an empty cup. Self-neglect is not love, honey. It's self-abandonment. But again, the good news right here today is that you can stop at any given moment. You can take a pause, right? You can choose to do something different. The affirmation I want to leave you with today is I want you to honor yourself. So you look in the mirror, whether you're driving, you can take a pause, pull over. Or when you're listening to this later, I honor myself. My needs are not a burden. They are sacred. And when I love myself, I am free to love others in the truth. Right? That is a nice flow, y'all. The rest of the year, the word for the year the Lord gave me is release. And release is so powerful. We have to get to a point where you understand that we are holding so much in our bodies and we have to release. It is time. Again, everyone is not going to hear this, but if you're hearing it, it's a divine intervention, boo. And I'm going to see y'all next week. This has been another divine intervention. Thank you for tuning in to Reflections Choosing Me Guilt Free with your girl, Miss Michelle Dion. Every week, we will have the uncomfortable but necessary conversations as it relates to your mind, your body, your spirit, and emotions. You've suffered long enough. It's time to break free. So join me every Monday at 1 p.m. right here on KGLD Radio, where you can fill your spirit with gospel all day long. See you next week.